Hello everyone, my name is Somi and this is her Invisible Prowess. So today's collective reading is going to be a reflection on tonight's full moon lunation in Cancer. So I'm already getting the sense that Cancer, of course, it's a water sign, so there's definitely a lot of emotions that are involved. Definitely some triggers are coming to surface at this time that definitely need more awareness, and definitely some lessons there that need to be pondered, maybe to journal about and discover more about yourself here. So yeah, let's get started here. I'm gonna be starting with the spirit animal oracle deck here by Colette Baron Reed. Just see some overall themes for tonight's full moon lunation here. We have the moth spirit, so it says here to surrender. So whenever there is emotions that are coming to surface here, it's definitely important to acknowledge them. Okay, if you're someone who struggles to accept your emotion, you like to suppress emotions, you don't like showing emotions, you think emotions show weakness, what emotions truly are, they are signals. Okay, your body will always tell you what it needs. Okay, it's a signal that y there's definitely a warning sign of some sort. Maybe you are trying to put on a brave face in your current circumstances, and you definitely need to listen more to your emotions here, and instead of refusing to feel it, let it flow. Okay, but of course, if you're at work, if it's in an appropriate time, then fine. But definitely listen to what your emotions are deeply telling you. Maybe you are due to make a major life change, maybe a lifestyle change. Okay, we have the hawk spirit here. Let spirit be your guide. Yes. And we have the dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. So definitely allow your internal compass, your inner guidance, your inner knowing to guide what is next for you. Okay. um but again, that starts with sitting in solitude. Okay, doing some soul searching, doing some introspection. Okay, we have dragonfly here. Truth transcends illusion. There may be some core values here that are changing for you. Some things, maybe some situations that you used to resonate with before, maybe a job, a career path that you used to resonate with and used to really fulfill you, no longer fulfills you, no longer resonates with you. And that's okay. Okay, we all grow and expand. Okay, if that's not what life is, then what is it about, right? Um, and we have the eagle spirit here. Definitely, you're being reminded that you are divinely protected here. You're being supported, you're being divinely guided here. Angels are watching you, you're being protected. Okay, and whatever is behind this stagnancy, okay, there's something at large that is in play here in the background. You may have an innovative inspiration, innovative idea that has yet to fully surface here, that you may be holding back on, and it's definitely burned in the back of your mind. And we have the bat spirit here, and this represents a rebirth is assured. So this definitely confirms that you are in the middle of your personal revolution. Okay, your personal rebirth, your personal rebranding. Okay, and believe it or not, as when you think of rebirth, it definitely represents a huge transitional, transformational life change. Okay, it's definitely tumultuous at times, but it's definitely setting you up for a more solid foundation. Okay, and the solid foundation here is sometimes also the most time consuming process. So I'm definitely getting the sense here there's a lot of animals here that have wings. So you may be an earth sign, so that's Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And we also have the bat here. Yeah, and we have lastly we have the porcupine spirit. Do not afraid to start over. Okay, that's what this tells me. There's definitely a lot of fear of failure, fear of success, fear of change altogether. They're all the same. Um, but do not be afraid to start anew again, okay? Do not be afraid to be in that student mindset that you're here to learn something that maybe something completely outside of your comfort zone, okay? And that's okay. Let's see what else. I'm gonna be opening Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. We have originality here right off the bat. Um, Maybe you need to embrace more who you are authentically to your truest level, your truest core being. And that's exactly what's needed to find that happiness again, to find that harmony, to find that balance again, okay? And whatever you may be going through, we have kindness here. Navigating this time of confusion, stagnancy, this stump, it's definitely important to be kind to yourself. We can definitely be our own harshest critic, our worst enemy, unfortunately. Your kindness may be something that's always there for others. However, it's just not often enough that we're kind to ourselves, okay? And that may be missing here. So we have also heart activation here as well in this time. Um, the heart energy chakra supports our inner guidance system, which is governed by our heart and the capacity to love deeply. So you're being led to definitely be guided by your own heart's intuition at this time, and it's definitely time to honor that and do so with such reverence and treat it with so much sacred, okay? Sacred, you know what I mean. Yeah, let's see what else is next. I'm gonna be opening the Wild Unknown Alchemy. I do not use this deck often enough, but that something definitely tells me that it is time to break it out of the box here. So let's see what else is in here. Takes time to open the box here. Okay, so right off the bat, we have the moon. Okay, let me put away the box. Okay, we have the moon right here and Saturn. And I'm gonna do a last one. This is called the Despicable Face. Huh, okay. And the Virgin's Milk. I feel like this is calling me more. But here, let's see what they all mean. Starting with the moon, number 2. Let me find the page. Okay. The moon represents mystery, receptivity, intuition. The mother of all mysteries. Once a month, it slips into a full spotlight and then quietly disappears, only to initiate the cycle again, gifting us with a message of impermanence. The moon reminds us we are in constant transition, a continual process of letting go. It is the yin principle and one of listening rather than speaking. This card may indicate a time of rest and restoration is in order, or that a new depth of spiritual practice calls. Dreams and memories may be especially vivid. The gates to the liminal realm have opened. The alchemist's task is to be receptive to its message. Be patient, though, as the moon speaks in the language of symbols, and deciphering its messages takes time and receptivity. Magic is afoot. Sink into it, sweet child. Yeah, so the moon definitely represents everything that is in our mind, whether that be our greatest dreams, our wildest dreams, the vision, whatever that future that we are being drawn to at this time. But it also represents our illusions, okay? The things that hold us back, these inner stories and inner narratives, but that we tell ourselves, okay, that can either limit us or empower us, okay? So definitely be mindful of that. We have number 7 here, which is Saturn. Okay, so Saturn represents structure, authority, consequences. Saturn is known as the great ruler and the structuring force. Limitations, rules, logistics, and laws all fall under Saturn's claim. They insist on our adherence. Saturn constricts, it corrects, it governs. The force of this planet is mind boggling, frustrating, especially the creative types, as it can feel like one limitation after another. Yet its ability to support is unmatched. No creative project can come to be without the Saturnian qualities of commitment, endurance, and steadiness. So, whatever this inspiration is, it needs structure. It needs some sort of plan, a strategy for sure to be executed, okay? And we have here the despicable face. This is, I believe, 48. So let me turn to this page here. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, so it represents what is hidden, unaccepted, shamed. The despicable face is never seen, rather, it is kept in hiding to save outward appearances. This card appears when something below the surface wants to be witnessed in order to be transformed. Everyone has their own version of the despicable face, and their own reasons for assuming it is an abomination. It could be buried resentment, insecurity, physical characteristics that hold us back from expressing our true self. Remarkably, once revealed, it is not despicable at all. It is human, it is interesting. What once was thought of as an error becomes an asset on our journey of an alchemical transformation. This card connects us to others and to humanity as a whole. Through acceptance, we lift the veil of perfection and reclaim our energy. Honesty and acceptance are the balm that heals the most tender of wounds. Yes, so you may be someone who may be holding back in expressing your truest, authentic, maybe even an opinion in itself. You may be someone who has a very unpopular opinions, very unpopular insights. That's why you've always learned to hold your tongue when it comes to certain subjects, maybe relationships. You may be holding your tongue whenever you hear another friend complaining about their relationship, which they are obviously very unhappy in, but of course, you do not want to look like the bad guy or something like that, okay? But anyway, so the point of this message is everyone has their own human nature, okay? Their own shortcomings, whatever it is, okay? But it's not meant to see in a negative light, but rather it's recommended that you see it as a stepping stone, okay? That it's something that can lead you to look more deeply into, put more awareness in it, and pivot your way out of it, okay? And reverse the inner dialogue, okay? Whatever it is that you're deeply insecure about, and things like this, if you just replace that limiting belief with an empowering belief, that is the breakthrough that you just might be looking for. And lastly, we have 40, the Virgin's Milk. Let's see here. Yes. So, Virgin's Milk is innocence, naivety, and purity. So, in alchemy, lac virginis is a mystical substance and supposedly coming from the virgin's breast. The alchemist asks, how can it be? How can milk come from one not carrying a child? That is precisely the nuanced teaching of lac virginis. When studied as an alchemical concept, it points to a lack of awareness or experience that the alchemist would rather not reveal. Yes, this milky substance is a symbol of purity and innocence, but its shadowed side is naivety and even denial. When the virgin's milk appears, discernment and honesty must be applied to the work. Is something being glossed over, rushed, or presented as perfect? There are likely complexities that need to be just so the alchemist can gain the maturity to handle what's next. Yeah, so I feel like this is a spiritual refinement here, okay? It's a sacred remembering of how truly powerful you are as a divine spiritual being living in this human experience, okay? All of these things, these situations, being like cut away from certain situation, maybe that may be by force, that could be voluntarily, whatever it may be, all of it is meant to serve you in a higher purpose, okay? And that will be concluding your reading for today. If you like this reading, please give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what message resonated with you the most, and follow all my social media platforms. Have a good one, guys. Bye.